Hello and welcome to another episode of the Athletic Studio podcast. I am your co-host, Kate Doman.
And I'm Gordon Jomini Vong.
Today we'll be chatting about finding your best PT.
Yeah, we're going to save you a lot of time. If you really want to save time, you can just go onto the Athletic Studio website, look at Kate's profile and
click on there and I'll sign you up. There you go. All your problems will disappear.
Nah, but in all seriousness, like if you're, just starting out and, you're looking at getting a personal trainer to help you get your results a little bit faster or have a little bit more support and accountability, or you've plateaued with group classes and group training is the next best thing. This is all about giving you all the tools and helping you find that best personal trainer for you, in the fastest way possible. And me as a business owner at Athletic Studio, I've hired a lot of personal trainers, so I do know what I'm talking about when it comes to this particular topic. And these are the exact steps that I take when I'm looking at hiring someone.
100%. So we'll kick off straight away into it and talk to where personal trainers are located and where we can find them.
Yeah, so there's three main places where you're going to find your personal trainer. So the first one is where I started my career, is in your big box gym, which is your Fitness First or your Good Life, your Stat Fitnesses. The thing with your big box gym is the good thing is that if you're already a member there, you don't need to go anywhere else. The personal trainer is going to be there. One of the cons, though, it's a little bit of Russian roulette. You don't really know who you're getting because most personal trainers in those big box gyms, they're going to be self-employed. But if you do land yourself a good one, that's great as well. The next place you're going to find them is going to be like your personal training studios. Maybe some group training studios will have personal trainers in there as well. You're going to do your Google search here, like personal trainer near me, and they're going to come up with several places. The pros and cons, it all really depends on the ethos that you're after. Like I know, just for example, at Athletic Studio, we only do one-on-one personal training here, but maybe other personal training studios in the same area, they might be doing small group training. Their ethos might be a little bit different. Their target market might be a little bit different as well. So then you've got to see what environment fits you best. And then, lastly, you have your online personal trainer, which if you're very present yourself or you have a social media account, you're going to come across people that have online training services too.
100%. So that is absolutely a great start. So what would be the first thing that you look for in a personal trainer?
Look, if I am a potential client, I'm looking for a personal trainer, I want to see relevant results.
Yeah.
So people who are in my current situation and the trainer has trained someone, similar to myself to get the result that I want as well. So, just for example, if I'm in my mid-30s, which I am, and I'm a busy professional or a business owner and I want to get body transformation results, I want a personal trainer who's delivered the same results compared to, if I come across a personal trainer and all that they've trained is uni students, early 20s, who have all the time in the world to do their training, it gives me less reassurance that that trainer is going to be able to help me, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and you can find their results on social media if they have a presence, or definitely on their online website. Like I know that for us, for example, we've got a lot of our transformations up on our website, testimonials, and I think that plays a big role in people coming into the studio and entrusting us with getting the job done.
Yeah.
So in terms of personal trainers, how do we find the right fit personality-wise?
Yeah. If you're looking for a personal trainer in a big box gym, then those results may be a lot harder to find. So when it comes to personal trainers in a big box gym, you just got to have to understand that that process is going to be a little bit more longer. You're going to have to do more detective work. So you might actually go ahead and approach the personal trainer in the big box gym and go, hey, can I do a consultation with you? I'm looking for a personal trainer. And then ask them and see if they've got the results. And you're basically interviewing them as well. So yeah, that's one way to do it.
100%. And how do we know if our personal trainer is qualified or up to the job that we're after?
Yeah, most places in the big box gym, they're not going to hire them if they haven't got their minimum qualifications. So in Australia, you only need your certificate 3 and 4, in personal training to become qualified as a personal trainer. I think in the next couple of notes, we'll get into that a little bit further. But you can also, have a look at their profiles, at the gym. Athletic Studio has a website. you can actually have a look like on the website on the trainer's profile.
Yeah, for sure. And in these profiles, it also talks to what they specialize in as well, because obviously there's so many different types of training. If you're in a big box gym, you might find that you're looking for a bit of, say, boxing fitness. They might actually have that under their belt. So it's also doing your own work to look into and find the best fit for you. But definitely, it's like, how do we take that next step and have the consultation to find that right fit?
Yeah, Kate, good question. So qualifications and degrees, they do help, but for me, as a business owner hiring personal trainers, it's not super important. What's actually more important for me is if they train. If they're good trainers, if they train themselves and they live a healthy lifestyle themselves, they're good communicators, I know for sure that they're going to lead by example. When I was working in a big box gym, there would be a lot of trainers there with, degrees and things like that, but they would be very out of shape. And I've had clients personally tell me that, look, hey, Gordon, I wouldn't train with someone who doesn't look the part, or, just because it's less motivating. And from a beliefs point of view is like, how are you going to tell me to do something if I don't think you do it either? Do you know what I mean?
Right. So you look for someone that practices what they preach.
100% practices what they preach. And if I can see that they train, they're going to be able to explain and cue exercises to the client and to you yourself, the listener, a lot easier because they know how to do the movement.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, speaking on that, I think someone who's also open to learning and growing, obviously you can get your qualification, you can just be done with it. But I think within our group of personal trainers here at Athletic Studio, we're always upskilling and we're always going to seminars. And I think that also is something probably really important to make sure that when you're looking for a PT, they're not just stagnant in where they're at. They're always learning and growing. And is that something you look for, especially when you employ PTs?
Yeah, definitely. I'm more look at the growth mindset because let's say, a lot of the personal trainers at Athletic Studio, they might be within their first, like, say, 2 to 3 years of training, 2 to 3 years of work. So they're just like getting into their career. So they may not have had the opportunity to go out there and learn more, right? So part of what we do at Athletic Studio is like, we always send them to courses and seminars and they're always wanting to do things anyway. But, in a big box gym or at other personal training studios, like it can be very common that you have your PT who's done their bachelor's degree and like that's all that they've done and they're relying on, that knowledge to last them 10 years. Or, let's say you come across the 40-year-old personal trainer and they've been doing the same thing, for the last 20 years and they haven't progressed with their career as well. So like, for me personally, the only reason why like I've been able to successfully open up Athletic Studio and get the results and testimonials that like we do is because we always grow, we always learn, like we're always on top of new things when it comes to nutrition, training, mindset, performance, recovery.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's a really integral part. And especially so for our listeners looking in, what could that look like from the outside?
So like if they're training and then ask them like what they're working on. But you can generally get a sense, and this is why it's so important, especially for in-person personal training. You always want to have an introductory training session or that trial period because you can, within that 45 minutes to an hour session, you're going to get a good look and feel of, how motivated this person is for their own career. So how they treat themselves is, going to be a very good indicator of how they're going to be treating you.
For sure. And if we speak on standards, so for the listeners who haven't worked with a personal trainer before, just to give them a bit of insight as to the standards we uphold ourselves to and what you should probably be looking for in a personal trainer, just to make sure you've got someone of standard is, first of all, are you welcomed into the studio or place that you have been invited to? Are they caring about who you are, what your name is, asking you questions? Are they making you feel welcome, first of all? Second of all, when they take you through their session, are they asking you questions? Are they open to feedback? Do they know their stuff? Do they know what they're taking you through? Are they confident in that? And are they executing it well? The last thing would be probably support, making sure that they're kind of pushing you in areas that you can understand that they're going to be a right fit for you to make progress, and they can be honest with you. And that kind of comes to our next point is, obviously, if we could, we'd love to tell our clients all the time how great they are, but being a good trainer, keeping them accountable and to a high standard is really important. What would you say to the listeners in regards to this and choosing a right trainer who does that?
Yeah, like it's really going to depend on who you are, like as a person, and what you're going to respond best to in regards to how much support and accountability that you need. So, like, just for example, we have a lot of professionals, business owners, people that don't really like to waste their time here. So it's actually really important for us to in the beginning, yes, we're going to give them support and encouragement, but also, like, we're not afraid to, if they need to dial in their nutrition a little bit more and pay a little bit more attention to that, or not have as many drinks out at their social events, like, we're going to tell them that, and they're going to respect that a lot better. But also, the reason why they appreciate that so much more is because it's efficient advice. Like, we're giving it very direct advice. So we don't have to beat around the bush and then wait until it's a positive environment for me to give that feedback.
So
right?
we give feedback and actionable steps for our clients. So yeah, 100%.
So it's really it's actually really important, and it helps if you have a very good personal trainer who like understands like psychology, knows how to like read people and communicate effectively. But like, if you don't, it does also help for you to be transparent and let the trainer know, like, hey, this is how I like to be communicated. If you think that I'm not performing to the best of my ability, you need to tell me straight away. Because with personal trainer and client relationship, it's teamwork. It's not like the personal trainer tells you to do things, or I've hired you as a personal trainer, now you're my slave. Like,
fuck no.
No. Yeah, so it's teamwork. We're working together to achieve a goal.
100%. Just making sure there's an open line of communication. Hopefully from the get-go, you can understand that your PT will listen to you as well and understand your goals and where you're coming from, and provide them with feedback as well. I know that I often ask my clients, like, what other areas of support they may need, what they want to look at their next program. Like, I'm like, what do you like? What do you hate?
Yeah.
I hate hack squats. All right, they're going into the program. No, joking. But
Yeah.
no, definitely just being open and having the best interest of the client at the forefront. For sure.
Yeah. And if you have and you'll notice when you have a really good personal trainer is that you're definitely going to achieve your first goal that you set out with them. But you also want to look out for complacency, and you don't want your trainer to get complacent.
No.
So what we do here at Athletic Studio really well, and what your trainer should be doing is like asking you questions and helping you set like new goals.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because like me as your trainer, the listener, if I believe in you to achieve your first goal, well, then I believe in you to achieve like the next goal that we set together.
Yep.
Right. And if I think that you can do more and push yourself a little bit further, I'm going to tell you, like, I'll tell you that as well,
Yeah, for sure. I think reviewing performance is important, as you said, just not getting complacent, and especially if that's the kind of training environment that you want.
Yeah.
Because you can dictate that as well to a degree as a listener. Some of my clients don't want to be scanned. They're not too fussed about hitting PBs. They do it for lifestyle, and that's absolutely fine. If you're seeing your PT for that too as well, there are plenty of PTs out there that can do that for sure. And that's why we tailor our approach for different clients.
Yeah.
So yeah, just making sure that you, first of all, locate your PT, making sure that you take on that initial session with them, suss them out, ask questions. Is there any other advice or relevant info you can give the listeners?
Yeah, definitely. Don't be afraid to fire your trainer, like, if it's not a good fit. I mean, it's just like, I've been in the industry for quite a long time. Like, it's people come and go, like it happens, right? So, generally people, like, if we've done a really good job, clients will stay on for a long time. But let's say like they need to move to a certain area, then the relationship ends.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
If you feel like it's getting stale and you feel like the trainer can't get you to that next level, then, it's normal to have a relationship end because you need to go and seek further growth.
100%.
And that's where what I was saying before is you do want trainers that hold themselves to a higher standard and don't get complacent, because the higher levels that they go, then they're going to bring you along with that, right?
Yeah.
And as soon as they get really stale, then you're probably going to exceed them.
Yeah, no, true. Great advice for the listeners. So thank you so much for all that knowledgeable info.
Yeah, no problems. Yeah, do your research. And, I do genuinely believe that when you find like the right personal trainer, they're going to make your job so much easier because they're literally doing everything for you.
Yeah, it's
you
such
don't
a
have to think about it.
Yeah, it's such a great tool and relationship to have. So good luck to all our listeners in finding their PT. Come to Athletic Studio.
Oh, if you're in, definitely. If you're in the area, come visit.
Come in for an intro session. Come meet us. But that wraps today's episode. We hope you took a lot from it, and we hope you're confident in your search for your PT. So thank you so much for listening.
Thanks, guys.
If you found this episode useful, it would mean the world to us if you shared, rated, and liked this podcast. It's how we keep it alive.
Also, be sure to follow us on Instagram at Athletic Studio. We'd love to connect with you and see how your fitness and health improves with this newfound knowledge. Until next time.